Did you know Batman wasn't always the dark and brooding hero we know today? There was a time when he had floppy ears, shark repellent spray, and yes, even nipples on his suit. In this video, I'm going to show you how the Dark Knight evolved from a clumsy secret agent to one of the most epic characters in movie history. Lewis Wilson, Batman, 1943. It all began back in 1943, right in the middle of World War II. Columbia Pictures released a 15-part movie serial featuring the first ever live-action Batman, played by Lewis Wilson. But this Batman wasn't the dark vigilante we know. He was more like a secret agent in disguise, fighting Japanese spies. Yep, that different. Even the main villain wasn't from the comics. It was Dr. Daka, a character created purely for wartime propaganda. And the suit? Let's just say it looked like it was made out of curtains. The ears flopped over, the cape was stiff, and the utility belt didn't really do much. Still, despite how rough it looked, this was a huge moment. For the first time, the Bat stepped out of the comics and onto the screen. Robert Lowry, Batman and Robin, 1949. 6 years later, in 1949, Robert Lowry took on the role in Batman and Robin, another theatrical serial. This time, Batman had his iconic sidekick, Robin, played by Johnny Duncan. Together, they faced off against a villain named the Wizard, a criminal mastermind with an invisibility device. The tone? Still far from the dark Batman. He was more like a costume detective solving crimes with his fists, and way too much narration. Funny enough, despite having high-tech gadgets, Batman still drove a regular car. No Batmobile, no real tools, and the costumes looked like Halloween outfits. Still, Robert Lowry had a stronger presence than his predecessor, and you could start to see the character evolving. Adam West, Batman, the movie, 1966. Then came 1966, and one of the most iconic and most over-the-top Batman of all time, Adam West. Batman, the movie was the film version of the popular TV show, and it's a classic, though now it feels hilariously absurd. Bright colors, fight scenes with PW BAM comic book sound effects, and wild gadgets like shark repellent spray. The suit ditched the dull gray and went with lighter tones, a bold chest logo, and a blue cape. In the movie, Batman battles multiple villains at once: Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler, all with wild, wacky plans. It was more parody than serious superhero story, but this version made Batman a hit with both kids and adults. Adam West became a pop culture legend, and for years, this fun and campy Batman was the version everyone knew.
All of you to brace yourselves for big news. The biggest. Tell them, Robert.
Michael Keaton, Batman, 1989, and Batman Returns, 1992. After decades of comedy and camp, things took a dark turn, literally. Enter Michael Keaton, directed by Tim Burton. In Batman, 1989, the character shifted from a joke to a serious, brooding hero with real trauma. At first, fans were skeptical. Keaton wasn't big or intimidating, but the moment he put on the black suit, dropped his voice.
To tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
And stared you down. Everyone was sold. Jack Nicholson stole the show as the Joker, but Keaton held his ground as the shadowy protector of Gotham. The suit was black rubber armor with a bold yellow logo. No tights, no briefs over pants. Batman Returns, 1992, was even darker, featuring a haunting Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer, and a creepy penguin, Danny DeVito. Bruce Wayne felt more broken, more isolated. Visually, both films were gothic fairy tales, with jaw-dropping sets, and a Gotham that looked like a twisted Christmas nightmare. This era set the tone for future Batman for years to come. Val Kilmer, Batman Forever, 1995. After Keaton, the studio wanted something more family-friendly. So along came Batman Forever, with Val Kilmer in the cape and cowl. This version felt like a neon rave in Gotham City. Everything was bright and flashy. The sets, the suits, even the villains. Kilmer had the perfect jawline and physical presence, but his performance was more stoic and less emotional. He faced off against the Riddler, Jim Carrey, and Two-Face, Tommy Lee Jones, in a plot that was, let's say, extra. But for the first time, the film explored Bruce Wayne's trauma more deeply. His fear, his parents' death, and how it shaped him. Oh, and the suit? It went through a few versions, including one with nipples. Yes, Batman had suit nipples. Despite mixed reviews, the movie was a box office hit. Kilmer's Batman may not be the most remembered, but he brought a visually striking version of The Dark Knight, just with a little too much glitter. George Clooney, Batman and Robin, 1997. And now we reach what many consider the lowest point of The Dark Knight on the big screen. In 1997, George Clooney, one of the biggest heartthrobs of the time, put on the cape in Batman and Robin, once again directed by Joel Schumacher. But this time, things really got out of hand, literally. Bright, garish colors, constant jokes, suits with nipples more pronounced than ever, and even Batman credit cards. Clooney tried to bring charisma, but his Batman was flat. No torment, no mystery. Instead of a dark knight, he looked like a cool uncle at a costume party. The main villain was Mr. Freeze, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who unleashed an avalanche of ice puns.
Everything freezes. You are not sending me to the cooler. Freeze where? Stay cool, bird boy. Can you be cold, Batman?
Everything was so over the top that the movie ended up as an unintentional comedy. Critics ripped it apart, fans hated it, and George Clooney publicly apologized years later. Christian Bale, the Nolan trilogy, 2005 to 2012. After Clooney's disaster, Batman took a well-deserved break until 2005, when the reboot that saved his reputation arrived. Batman Begins, directed by Christopher Nolan, introduced us to a new Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale. And this was no ordinary Batman. He was the most human, realistic, and complex version yet. For the first time, we saw his training with the League of Shadows, his fear of bats, his internal struggle between justice and revenge. The trilogy was completed with The Dark Knight, 2008, and The Dark Knight Rises, 2012, each one more epic than the last. Bale had not only the physical presence, but also showed all layers of Bruce Wayne, the billionaire, the orphan, the vigilante. And we can't forget Heath Ledger's Joker, who stole the show in The Dark Knight, giving the saga one of the most memorable villains in film history. Nolan went for a realistic Gotham City, with social conflicts, terrorism, corruption, turning the Bat into a tragic yet heroic figure. This trilogy didn't just redefine Batman, it redefined superhero movies altogether.
I want you to do it, I want you to do it. Come on, hit me. Come on, hit me. Come on, hit me. Ah!
Ben Affleck, Batman v Superman, 2016. In 2016, the DC Extended Universe brought Batman back, this time played by Ben Affleck in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. This Batman was older, tougher, and world-weary. With a suit almost ripped straight from Frank Miller's comics, The Dark Knight Returns, and a bulky physique, Affleck looked like a tank in a cape. But what surprised fans was his darker side. He didn't hesitate to mark criminals, use guns, or even kill if necessary. Fans were divided. Was this Batman too violent, or just one who had lost faith? The story pitched him against Superman in an epic clash, and sparked countless memes about Martha.
Men are brave.
Justice League, 2017 and 2021. In Justice League, his story continued, and although the 2017 version got slammed, Zack Snyder's 2021 cut gave us a more human Batman, determined to redeem himself and unite heroes for a greater cause. Affleck gave the character a more tragic, tired tone, like a warrior who's seen it all. And even though he never got his own solo saga, his Batman left a mark, with many fans still asking for his solo movie. Robert Pattinson, The Batman, 2022. The most recent and youngest Batman, Robert Pattinson. The Batman showed us the Bat in his second year as a vigilante. No playboy Bruce Wayne here. We see a withdrawn, obsessed guy just starting to grasp what it means to be a symbol for Gotham. Pattinson surprised everyone. His Batman was quiet, intense, full of bottled-up rage. Inspired by noir films, Matt Reeves' movie went for a detective style, with a dark, rainy, gritty atmosphere. The story pits him against a much darker Riddler, with hints of a serial killer. For the first time, Batman acts like a real detective, gathering clues, investigating, deducing. The suit looks handmade. The Batmobile roars like a beast, and Gotham City has never felt so dangerous. Pattinson showed us a Batman who's not a legend yet, who makes mistakes, but ultimately understands that he must inspire not just fear, but hope. Robert Pattinson, The Batman Part 2, 2027. And yes, the Bat is back once again. Robert Pattinson will return in The Batman Part 2, set to premiere in October 2026. Matt Reeves will be back as director and promises to take us even deeper into Gotham's darkness. Not many details yet, but the sequel is expected to be more intense, raw, with a Batman who is starting to understand what it really means to be a symbol. Plus, the Penguin will return, and we might see new villains like Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, or even more of the Joker. From floppy-eared suits to imposing armor and beastly Batmobiles, Batman has gone through everything. Yet he's always managed to adapt. Which was your favorite version? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you in the next video.